All right. Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Angela Kiesenbing with Angela Grace Events, where every day is a reason to celebrate. And I'm so excited because I'm here today with Dr. Gerry Palmes. Did I say that right? I forgot to ask you.
Palmes.
Palmes.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Gerry Palmes. So thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited because we are in a couple different groups together. We've been networking in the same groups. And I'm really excited because he's just down the street. And just like I am all about celebrating every day, he is all about helping you live your best life. Dr. Palmes is a chiropractor, and he's going to tell us all about how he is navigating through these times in our lives, but also still being able to support the community, support his patients, and still thrive in his business. So thank you so much for being here, Dr. Palmes.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and have you, if you want to go ahead and just tell us about yourself and then about the Best Life Chiropractic and kind of how you got started. And I love in your mission, if I can go ahead and just kind of share that really quick, that you say that you want people to not feel broken and insignificant, but you want them to live in a world where they can enjoy their lives. And I don't know, all of that, I highlighted a bunch of things here that you said, your vision is to empower people in the community and be proactive in their health. And I just want to hear from you, where did this all come from? And then, yeah, just how did you start your business, and what is that driving force behind your business?
Yeah, do you want the bio and where it all started, or do you want me to dive into the mission, the vision, what I stand for?
Yeah, just tell us about who you are and then why you do what you do. So yeah, just a little bit of both.
Okay, perfect. So I'm a native San Diegan, born and raised in San Diego. Uh, I wrote in my bio that I sent you, I went to Hage, then I went to Wagenheim. I lived and grew up right off Westview Parkway, so I went to Scripps Ranch High School. Was an active kid. I played basketball. I'm vertically challenged, so I couldn't do that much longer, and I went to wrestling. Being active, it got me into fascination of how the human body works. So human physiology is what really got me interested in kind of what led me down this road.
Right.
Attended UC Irvine, third year into it, I'm like, I have no idea what I want to do with my life. And fortunately for me, I was able to meet a chiropractor, and he shared with me why he loved his job and why he did what he did. And what he told me was that he was able to help people that were struggling, people that have tried X, Y, and Z, other traditional methods of healing, and they weren't getting the results. They would see him, and they were just super appreciative of how he was able to help someone with chronic migraines or someone with years of lower back pain. And these are people that have been told, like, this is just something that you're going to have to deal with for the rest of your life, or this is just old age. Those stories. And that's why when in my mission it says, I don't want people to feel broken or insignificant. And learning more about chiropractic, it just made sense to me. The goal of chiropractic is to make sure that your nervous system, which means your brain, can communicate to the rest of the body without any interference. And oftentimes through stress or car accidents, repetitive motions, bones in the spine can misalign. And when it misaligns, it's going to put a tremendous amount of stress on the nervous system and on the body. And then bad things happen. You take that pressure off, the body is doing what it's designed to do. Just like when someone gets sick, our body has a natural response to it. So going to today's times, if you have a cold, we're gonna increase our body temperature to fight off that virus or infection. So chiropractic just made sense to me. From there, I graduated chiropractic school in Northern California. I was an associate at a big practice in Livermore, California, but San Diego's home. I wanted to be close to my family. I was still at one point a huge Charger fan. I wanted to go to Charger games. So I moved back, and I started small. I rented space from a friend's office. I tried to figure out where I wanted to be. And growing up, I had no idea what a chiropractor was.
Right.
I moved and opened up my practice to the same community I grew up in. And that's why I'm passionate about helping out local businesses. That's why I'm passionate about helping out the sports programs and wanting people to be the best version of themselves.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, it just kind of comes full circle, right? We kind of have a path. We don't always necessarily know exactly what it's going to look like, but you know, along that path, you kind of figure out, and you meet people along the way, and you're like, ah, that's what it is. And I love it when the light bulb goes off, right?
Mhm.
And you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I kind of had a similar experience when I decided. I knew I always wanted to be a entrepreneur. I just didn't know what I was going to do it in. And then when I saw the movie The Wedding Planner, J-Lo, I was like, that's what I want to do. Anyways, but you know, we figure things out, and I love the way that you said you wanted to come back to your community and really support them and support the local businesses too. And so we'll talk about that in a little bit, and how you're helping the first responders out with what you're doing in your practice right now in the season that we're in. So thank you for telling us about that, and you know, make sure you go to his website and check it out. We'll put all of that in the links below. Um, but you really focus on helping people live their best life so that they can reach out to the community. You host events at your office when we're able to, and you are a great resource for the community. So I really love that, and thank you, because I think that's where it's all at, right? Being people oriented and service oriented. So during the season that we're in right now, with you know, COVID-19, I'm just going to go on and say it. What are some of the challenges that you're facing as a chiropractor? I know that it might be difficult to see patients, but it seems like that you are. So kind of tell us about that, how that's going for you, and then maybe what some of the lessons are that you're learning.
Well, I think just like everyone else, this is just a huge inconvenience. It's like everything's just put on pause. Um, Fortunately for me, I'm as a chiropractor, I'm considered an essential provider because we don't want to inundate our hospitals with people with lower back pain or chronic pains. So that's why we're open. But with that said, I'm seeing significantly less amount of people coming in. So we're about 50% less than what I was seeing prior to COVID-19. Um, with that said too, I am still seeing patients. We're extra sanitizing the tables immediately after they come in, washing hands, screening patients, making sure that they haven't been exposed to COVID-19. They haven't been sick. They haven't traveled recently. Obviously washing hands and uh, before and after each patient. So immediately my hands are getting super chapped and dry, I'm sure like everyone else. But the biggest challenge too is there's a lot of people that need help, but because of, and what I mean by help is, you know, they have their own aches and pains and they have their challenges and health challenges. And because of the shelter in place, they're afraid to leave the house, which is understandable. So the biggest challenge is new business. We're not getting much new traffic coming in. And just like every business and small business, the lifeline of their businesses, not only current patients and current business, but new people coming through the doors. And that's been a struggle. So the way to navigate it at this point is to control what I can control at this point. You know, doing my best to learn more about social media, learning more about email marketing, and being able to provide more content and value to the community. And even if I'm not their chiropractor, at least provide them some sort of resource in order for them to help manage what's going on with them.
Right. I like that, you know, and it goes back to your mission, being a resource to the community and helping them out. And I know I asked about lessons, but now that you talked about being able to be a resource, I kind of want to have you talk about what you're doing with the first responders, because I think this is great. You are finding a way to help and support the community by keeping your business and your doors open in a unique way. So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the first responder promo is for, you know, nurses, doctors, police officers, firefighters, people that are in the front lines. We created this a couple weeks ago prior to COVID-19 being what it is today. But it was an opportunity for people that are busy. They're constantly stressed to be able to get some sort of relief. Because if they're stressed out, it's going to compromise their immune system. It's going to compromise how well they're functioning. It's going to compromise their overall quality of life. So it was a way for me to give back. However, the challenge at this point has been I've had a few nurses come in who have, obviously want to take advantage of the offer, but because they're getting busier, they've been exposed to the virus. And because they've been exposed to the virus, they're not allowed in the office.
Mm.
So with that said, I'm extending the offer for them and making sure they're, once everything gets back to normal and the shelter in place is
Right.
lifted, to be able to help them. So it's a way for me to help out the community and help those that are on the front lines.
Yeah. And the offer is that you're providing, is it 6 sessions?
6 visits,
6 visits?
an evaluation to those that are on the front lines. And again, I'm asking them, what are they doing?
Right.
Are they actually, are they working more? Are they working longer hours? Are they being affected by what's going on?
Right. Yeah. And that's, I know it's tricky because you're like, you want to offer something to support them, but then it's like you can't always give it to them now because they've been in contact, or because they just can't even get to you because maybe they'd rather sleep than go get adjusted, which they have to kind of balance things out. So I hope people will take advantage, and I love that you are extending that and that you're even offering it to begin with. So thank you. And I do also want to point out that, we just talked about this earlier, but you're working with another um, entrepreneur in the community and helping to deliver food to Sharp Memorial,
Mhm.
right? So that's another thing. I mean, just doing what you can do. So if you want to share about that too, that's awesome.
Yeah. So first off, thank you, Amanda. If she's watching, she's the one that coordinated the um, buying of foods from local businesses and delivering it to the hospitals. So yesterday I went out to Loving Hut after we closed. And it was simple. I had my mask on. It was raining, and I met with one of the gals that worked at Loving Hut. They had 2 boxes of food. Put it into my truck. I went to Sharp Memorial. Amanda made it super easy. For a guy with a blue jacket and a hat, and just gave it to him. We took a picture, and that was that.
Yeah. And that's awesome. And we interviewed Amanda too. She's one of the first people that we interviewed. And, I just love seeing the community get together and really and come together to support each other during this time. We just need it. And I think this is part of living your best life. As you were saying, like if you want to support the community, if you want to support your peers and your local businesses, we've got to be healthy in order to do that, right? If we want to serve our family, we've got to be healthy enough to do that. So I love how it just all comes together for you in that way.
And, and looking back at that mission statement, and when people are not the best version of themselves, meaning they have headaches. I mean, one of the things that I love working with are moms that come in or even dads that have had migraines or back pain. And I specialize in corrective care, meaning, we want to stabilize and get their body strong enough so they don't have to deal with these aches and pains as often.
Right.
And I always ask goals. Like, if you didn't have the migraines, what would that do for you? And a lot of times I just want to be a better mom.
Mm.
Because when I get home and I have these challenges, I just want to sleep. Or I'm moody and I'm
Yeah.
grumpy and I'm cranky. So if they're healthier, they're the best version of themselves, they're able to be a better parent for their kids. And with
Right.
that said, those kids have a better experience, which in turn is creating a greater impact on the world and on our community.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I'm like already tearing up because it's so true. I mean, I'm a mom. I've got 2 kids, and we always want to be a better version of ourselves, and for the betterment of our families and our community. And so I'm glad that you brought that up. It's such a very important point. It's more about the goal and how you want to feel after really being fully adjusted and taken care of, and like you said, being proactive and um, supporting people in their journey to being their best selves. So, and then you brought up something with which I guess can kind of go with the lesson, right? With the challenges that we're facing. You said you're creating a lot more content. You are being a resource. Are there any other things specifically that you're doing um, to help just keep your business out there and your name top of mind, tip of tongue?
Well, a couple things is this, and we've talked about this with Netflix and what some people are consuming. I turn off the TV. I turn off the news. I maybe get a little bit of content from what's going on to be up to date, but I turn off the news because it's all negative talk. And all that negativity is just going to create a stress response on the body. That stress response on the body will create, will lower your immune system. And if your immune system's lowered, it's, you're more likely to pick up stuff like the flu or a cold or a runny nose or COVID-19, you name it. So that's the first thing. Other things I've been doing is just being grateful for what's going on. I mean, I'm happy I can keep my lights on. There are a lot of businesses out there that are they're forced to shut down.
Yeah,
And again, just creating, this is a time where we can self-reflect and create better systems and optimize what we're doing in our lives. And that's just what I'm working on right now.
I like that. So you said consume or not consume the negative because what you
Mhm.
consume consumes you, I feel. Stay positive and have focus on gratitude, which is very important every single day. And there's always a reason to be grateful for. I think we sometimes we have to look for it because we just get so drained or bogged down, but it's always there, right? And then number three, you said to processes and systems, right? Like
Yeah, just reflection. What are things that in
reflect.
your life that, I mean, not everyone's a business owner, but
Mhm.
even with ourselves, what are some things that we can do to make our lives more efficient? Maybe waking up earlier and working out. And one thing I learned this past weekend through a mentor of mine was they talked about if you can't control your own mind and give it positive things, then you're going to go off of how you're feeling. And if
Yeah,
some days you're not feeling the greatest, some days you're you're not in the zone. And with that said, you're not as effective, you're not as efficient. So, you know, um, morning routines are huge, gratitude journals are huge. So, self-reflection.
yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that. I feel too like I started working out a lot more last year, and then as everything kind of happened, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work out online, and then now it's like slowly I'm noticing that I'm not, and then I'm like I'm not feeling as good as I was when I was working out. So it definitely makes a difference, and especially when there's a lot of things happening, like you've got kids at home, maybe you have to work at home, and you have to even more so like there's
Mhm.
a schedule is going to be very helpful for you, at least a loose schedule or something to keep your sanity.
Especially nowadays when you're filtered in place. I mean, it's all chaotic.
Yeah,
So you have a routine, great. Try to stick to it. The other thing too is eat healthy. I mean,
exactly.
you go to the grocery stores and all the greens and the fresh fruits and vegetables are still fully stocked. And
Yes.
then you go to the middle aisles and all the cookies and breads and those are stuff that's gonna,
Pasta, the ramen.
yeah. And if you're trying to lose weight or get it back into shape, that's not the stuff you should be consuming.
No, not at all, and it doesn't make you feel good either. I mean, it's just gonna and then if you gain weight, that's not gonna make you feel good, so it's just like a
Oh, no.
downward spiral, so
Yeah,
don't do it, guys.
absolutely.
Yeah, gosh, you said something else. So yeah, I did notice that too. The food, the fresh food is still like fully stocked, but everything is like you walk down the rest of the aisles and you're like, what is this?
Mhm.
But I agree, mindfulness or mindset is very important. I feel like a lot of people are now finally starting to realize that too because we're so confined, especially, if you're at home and you're by yourself, stay social, we're physical distancing, not social distancing. So,
Wait, let me add. Can I stop you there too?
yeah,
So a colleague of mine told me this. They're like, you know what? Because of what's going on, there are more people that are even more depressed. There are more people that are even, people that are more suicidal. And there's more affected people like that and there are probably infected with COVID. So reach out to friends, reach
Yeah.
out to family members, check up on loved ones, especially if you know that they're having some mental health challenges.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's just my PSA announcement for.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for stopping me there because it is true. And I know some people are like, oh, reach out to your extrovert friends too because if they're having a hard time staying in. But in all seriousness though, like, yes, reach out to your friends and your family because you don't know. You might, like you said, even if you, especially if you know that they have some mental health issues. But I think sometimes we just don't know. And it's better that we reach out um, and just connect and see how they're doing just because you know, not because it's the right thing to do, but because it's the human, we want to connect with them and make sure that they're okay.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and that's great. So, um how do you see yourself or your business, kind of evolving now after all this? Because I feel like we're talking about, people are saying, I can't wait to get back to normal, but it's not going to be normal. It's going to be a new normal. It's going to be different. So, is there anything for you specifically that you feel like things are going to be different for you, um, whether in your business or even just like personal life or for your clients? How do you see that? How do you see all of this changing after?
Well, first off, there's always going to be a need for your local chiropractor, and the reason for that is, especially nowadays, and with people being home all day long, they're in front of a computer all day long, or they're in front of their cell phones. They're sitting for many hours. The human body wasn't designed to sit in front of a computer. We're designed to move. And that will lead to stress and other health challenges. We've mentioned back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, you name it. So there's that need. But I think what's going to happen is um, the need of more virtual consultations, more need for um, creating some sort of, I mean, there's always going to be a need for trust and credibility, but I think as a healthcare provider, we have to think of other ways other than just Google reviews or Yelp reviews and things like that. So I think being more involved in the community, and people are going to want to do business with who they know, like, and trust. Um, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I really have no idea. I'm just going off of what people have been saying. I think also too, they're going to start to reevaluate their spending habits and what their priorities are.
Yeah,
I with COVID-19, the ones that are most affected are the ones with health challenges, comorbidities. You're
right.
talking about smokers, respiratory people with respiratory challenges, but diabetics and people with heart disease. So hopefully there's going to be a shift towards, I need to get my butt back into the gym or start eating better. And with that said, you want to get off of medication, so taking less medication. So hopefully that's another key for them to seek more natural approaches to healing.
Right. So I think there's a lot of good that can come out of it, right? So it's going to wake a lot of people up. I hope, and hopefully will start to put their health first and really just come and see practitioners like yourself and um, take their health seriously. So I like that you mentioned virtual appointments, especially because I know at first people are probably going to want to get out, but they might be a little hesitant to step in right away. So if you're offering virtual appointments, that's awesome because then you get to kind of get a rundown of what's going on with them and then really decide or help them decide whether they want to come in or not. Um, but I also like the fact that you said it's just really more than just a 5-star Google review or a Facebook review or a Yelp review. It's getting out there and connecting with the community, and that's what I really appreciate with you that you're actually getting involved with the community. Um, so I think that you're being a great role model for a lot of the other business owners out there. So thank you for that.
I'm trying. It's hard when you're still a small fish in a big pond.
Right. And I've been going to the chiropractor too for, oh my gosh, probably over 20 years. Like I've gone through a couple different ones, but like you said, people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And it's been life changing for me. I have chronic back pain, and so I'd rather do things like that than take medication or get injections and stuff like that. So I'm a
Those
big
are
advocate for
Band-Aids.
that. What was that?
Those are Band-Aids.
Yeah. Oh
They're
yeah.
Band-Aids. And next thing you know it, when people go off of how they're feeling and those symptoms, it just, I mean, the analogy I tell my patients is like, when you have pain, that's like the maintenance light in your car is going off. And if you just keep ignoring it, then next thing you know it, your car is going to break down.
Right.
Can't go
Right.
off. It's just that that medication is like you're just hiding the maintenance light on your
Pushing
car.
down the symptoms. Yeah.
And next thing you know it, you have more challenges down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys go see Dr. Gerry Palmes. He's right here in Mira Mesa. Is there anything else that you want to share with our viewers?
Well, even I would love to be your chiropractor and help you out and make sure you're the best version of yourselves. But even with yourself, Angela, I'm just happy that you're seeing someone and taking care of yourself, because there's a lot of people that need the help. And if I'm not the one, then there's there's other people out there. You can't help everybody. Um,
Right. But I think
so
you've got a great message. Live your best life. See a chiropractor.
yeah, again, I see kids here in the office,
Yeah.
women. It's fun because we talked about connection, and that's I would say that's the best part, is being able to connect with my patients and just see their progress,
Yeah.
see them improve, hear how they're going back to the gym, or even those kids that I had a kid that was coming in because she was constipated for several months. And
Yeah.
after her first adjustment,
Went to the
she
bathroom. And
like,
that's important. I feel like so many people don't know what the connection is, that there's so many things that you find, or you have symptoms and you might think, oh, that's not, the chiropractor's not going to help me with that, but you can.
yeah,
Yeah.
kids with ear infections, kids that are constantly sick, they're not sleeping right. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're colicky, they're crying because they're not comfortable and there's
Mhm.
something going on. And if you
Right.
relieve pressure off the nervous system, they can relax. They
Yeah.
can tap into their parasympathetic part of their nervous system, and that's the part that aids in healing and rest and recovery.
Right.
So it's
And
fun.
yeah, and I can tell that you really love what you do. And I was just on your Instagram page, and I saw that you had some people doing some video interview or video testimonials. I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah. So it looks like you're very involved, and I'd love to come and visit you when I'm able to, because you're so close. Go ahead, Dr. Gerry, why don't you tell us where we can find you on social media and even in person if they're here in San Diego?
Yeah, so Instagram is dr_Gerald Palmes. Um, website is www.drpalmes, so, drpalmes.com. Those would be the major ones. Oh, big one too. For anyone interested, I am doing a Best Life SD community page. It's a way to um, get more content, provide more information on there. So if anything, forget the website. Just go to Instagram or Facebook if you have it. Best Life SD community page. I'm sorry, Angela, I can't hear you.
I forgot to unmute myself. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so I put the web page up there, but I think, like you were saying, you said it's a Facebook group.
Yes,
Okay,
it's
I'll put the
community
link
page.
down.
Yeah,
Okay,
not for.
I'll put the link in there, and then I'll put the link to your Instagram page as well. Thank you so
Awesome.
much, Dr. Jerry, and I appreciate you and all you're doing for the community. If you guys have a moment to check him out, please do. And then, any last words?
No, hey,
Nope.
everyone,
Okay.
stay safe. And
Yeah. Yeah, thank you
I,
so much. And you know what, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, just check out how to connect with Dr. Jerry. And remember to make every day a reason to celebrate. Okay? and live your best life.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you guys later.